It really wasn't that long ago when we needed clothes or electronics, we would go to the mall. Online shopping's obviously changed that. The internet has also made it so we can do visits with our doctors online. But there will always be that need for in-person care. And that is creating an opportunity to make going to the mall a big part of our lives again.
You talk to anyone here, they'll tell you, this is where I came on the weekends to hang out with my friends.
For decades, it would have been hard for Joy Stiles and me to do an interview right here.
I mean, there were cars here every day. The Macy's was open. We had a JCPenney's, a Dillard's, and a Sears. Those were all the anchor stores.
But today outside the Global Mall at the Crossings, we don't have much company. This mall in the heart of the district she represents on the Nashville Metro Council closed in 2019.
People have been complaining in the community for years about how this has been sitting here empty.
Today on site, there is a library and a community college.
It just was like a very eerie feeling to know from when it used to be a vibrant mall to being very empty.
As well as the community center Thomas Floyd runs, where you can see inside the mall through this big window. Yeah, it's just pretty wild. I could see caution tape and an empty food court, but Stiles tells me one day we'll see patients coming to see their doctor.
It's going to afford everyone in the area the opportunity to be able to get to a medical appointment within 10 minutes.
The city of Nashville is buying the mall and plans to lease 600,000 square feet of it to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, which turned an old mall about 20 minutes away into a healthcare facility back in 2009.
They don't have to build a new facility. They don't have to pour a foundation. They don't have to dig. It's right here.
Medical facilities that really, you want privacy. You don't want a lot of windows. So depending on which parts of the mall you're taking over, malls are pretty convenient.
Few people know more about what we'll do with empty malls than Georgia Tech architecture professor Ellen Dunham Jones. She's kept a database on stuff like this for more than 30 years. She says almost a third of 1,500 former mall sites across the country are being repurposed beyond retail, becoming office space, apartments, and in the case of the 35 on this map, places for people to receive medical care, housing clinics and other care facilities. Since the pandemic started, she says a dozen more have announced plans to use empty space for healthcare.
I realize that for most people, they don't know what health equity is or have never heard of it, but they definitely know it when they see it.
I asked Tennessee Justice Center's Kanika Young if there's anything we're overlooking as medical care enters the mall space. Her group works to make sure everyone's access to healthcare is fair.
You know, with over 15,000 uninsured people in this zip code alone, will just having the facility actually meet those growing community needs.
She says improving transportation is also key. Vanderbilt told me they don't have specifics on what they'll put in this mall space and that it's years away from seeing patients. Councilwoman Stiles says a performing arts center is also part of the plan.
This is going to be, yet again, a focal point for the community, but in a whole new way.
Growing up, you might not have believed that one day, so many of the places we went to shop, hang out, or get your ears pierced would look like this. But now, they're poised to play a big role in our lives again.